get a graduate degree in a hard science because hard sciences are too hard for women, that they're better for men. This is somebody who insisted that all of his daughters be college educated. This is somebody who pushed his daughters to go to school. But even though he believed in education for women, he still wanted to restrict them. It was just like, you shouldn't be doing a hard science because that's guy stuff. That's too hard for you. You need to do something simpler.
You know, I heard Kenny, but he supported my daughter because of engineering. I don't know what it is, but Africans, but they love the engineering field.
Yeah, because they're thinking employment and money. But yeah, they're thinking employment and money. My uncle surprised me because I didn't think my uncle would do that. Because this is somebody who championed education for women. But I was just like, why are you telling your daughter not to get a graduate degree in a hard science? Like, this is strange. I didn't expect that. But yeah, you know, they've got ideas about women that are just, there's some ideas about women that are just not, they're not good. So
I think that's the same for Haitians, but that's why I said with the Nigerian, when she called me and said he's gonna send you the money, but I said, for what? He needs your routing number, and I was like, for what? Like, why are you fucking still having a conversation? He pays my son tuition. He pays my son's rent. He pays for my son's car note. Matter of fact, to be honest with y'all, you know his first car? They had to wait for him for the check to clear. He bought him a car, but they had to wait for, I think because of rules in the U.S., they had to wait for the check to clear because of taxes or whatever. He paid it cash. Or not cash, but straight up, like, we're going to pay for this car.
yeah, like the whole thing. I mean,
that's a Nigerian man. I was like, shit, motherfucker, maybe I should have married a Nigerian. If I'm going to get cheated on, motherfucking get cheated on with somebody that's going to make sure my daughter's straight. I got another man making sure my daughter's straight because it's my nephew's favorite cousin.
Kind of talking about y'all should not be telling people to marry Nigerian men for women. Girl, you got women out here making babies with niggas that won't pay a single bill. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm just being practical. Okay, so I'm just saying, if you're gonna pick dysfunction, pick a dysfunction that at least is comfortable. Is what I'm saying. Okay, because I'm serious, you know, like the stuff we're talking about is like real shit. Like Pat is letting y'all know this is how the shit goes down for real. So
you said fucking with niggas who create bills.
That's what I'm saying. Like y'all over here talking about, oh, don't pick a Nigerian just because of money, girl. Listen, it's very different when you don't have to worry about your kids' school fees and bills and all that shit. It makes a difference. Life is easier. You know, life is more comfortable. Life is all about compromise. Like, you know, like y'all just want to make everything academic and pure and shit, but in reality, it's you win some and you lose some. So, you know, I won't knock it if a woman decides to stay with a man who's going to take care of house and home. Okay, she might have to outsource the emotional care and all that other stuff, and if that's what she decides to do, I'm not going to judge her. I'm sorry, I won't do it.
I think we learn over time that life is a lot more complicated than what we see in the storybooks.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
What was that thing? I don't know if folks saw that clip of Michelle Obama where she was like, young folks gotta, like, when it comes to this marriage thing, they gotta get over having it all. She was like, you know, you may have some of this at one point in your life and then some of this at one point in another point in your life. But she was like, this whole idea of having it all, like, she was like, it's just not a thing. Not sure what people feel about that, but I thought it was a fair point. marriages aren't always going to be fairy tales, and people ain't going to have all the time that you think they got, that you want them to have. It ain't always going to be about date nights every week and shit. Sometimes the shit just be mad complicated, and you try to deal with it the best you can.
I've had a chance. I agree. I believe that 100%. I've lived long enough to observe a bunch of marriages up close and personal, and I've seen good ones. I've seen bad ones. I've seen in between ones, and I understand and appreciate the hard work that goes into maintaining a marriage. Because see, folks don't know about that maintenance. Folks just be thinking you do all the groundwork and then you get married and then that's it. That maintenance, y'all are both going to be under that car changing the oil and fixing parts that are falling off. Y'all going to be using wrenches and all kinds of shit to make sure the car keeps on going. And sometimes when you fix the shit still breaks down because the fix that you thought it needed was not the one that it actually needed. So, yeah, I do agree. You gotta compromise always. It is complicated, but the hope is that, whoever it is that you choose, you're able to handle what comes around the corner whenever you turn the corner, and y'all both make adjustments, because you can't prepare for every scenario. You can't anticipate every challenge. New shit's gonna come up that neither one of you was ready for, and you just gotta commit and keep working at it. Mm-hmm. And all of that is easier to do if the bills are paid, so.
Definitely is. That nigga trying to pay bills, I ain't got shit to do with him just because he love his son. When my sister told me, hey, he told me he's gonna say he needs your, I was like, for what? I was like, fuck that motherfucker. Ain't he a piece of shit? And she was like, well, take advantage of it. He love his son. He want to pay the bill, let him pay it. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll just suffer. I'd rather suffer than let my sister, in my brain, I was like, I'd rather suffer than let you. She's like, I don't have to live with this nigga. He just want his son to come. He want his son to be him. Like, one thing I will say about Nigerian, man, you want to marry a shitty ass nigga, at least marry a shitty ass nigga that's gonna pay some motherfucking bills, whether you with him or not.
I'll just add the qualifier, Patty. It has to be a generous Nigerian man. They're not all generous. I know some stingy ones. You gotta find you a generous one. It's when they're generous, then they'll do us right. Because there'll be some stingy ones who'll be acting like crackheads. Mm-hmm. Make you wonder if they're even Nigerian because they don't want to give you that pocket.
I think he think he has a chance with my sister still. I be telling her, like, if I take that money, he think he has a chance with you. She's like, girl, he know he ain't got no chance, but he can think. She hasn't kissed him, touched him in the last fucking 15 years. And this motherfucker just want to take care of his son. And his son complains about what my daughter complained about. And his ass was like, I'll give her the money. I'll give you the money. You know what the running joke is in my house? My mom said, if you want to be with a cheater, at least be with a cheater with some money. A cheater that loves his kids enough to take care of the other kids in the house. That ain't got nothing to do with his offspring.
It's a very pragmatic position to hold. And the young kids, they'll be like, oh my God, they're there's no way, but I mean, you know.
You know, my sister doesn't even argue with this man because of the amount of money he's invested in his son. He told her, shut up, woman, and she was like, all right, I'm going to stay on mute. But I was like, why would you shut up to him? She was like, you find you somebody that pays what he pays. And I was like, okay, got it. And I just, but in my mind, it's like, when I was younger, I used to be like, are you stupid? But at this point, I'd be like, I understand why you're stupid.
I think it depends. I mean, there are women who will accept that arrangement, and there are women who won't. You just gotta know. You just have to know what your floor is. You know, not some people will accept it, others won't. And I understand both positions. You know, you just gotta know. I think when kids are involved, the calculus is different. And the truth is, to Black Freedom's point, you got women out here making some difficult decisions and saying, you know, I'm going to place the welfare of my kids above my my temporary the feelings that I have in the moment and my own emotional welfare. I can manage my emotional affairs in such a way that I don't end up being too injured by this. And I'm making that compromise because I have a kid that I made, and I need to make sure that my kid receives what my kid needs so that my kid can have a good education. And it ain't perfect, but these bills got to be paid, so we just gonna do.
Yeah, I think it's the difference between me and my sister. So my sister is more like my mom, and I'm more like my dad. But with my sister, she was like, I don't care. I could stay on mute. I could let him say what the fuck he wants about me, as long as my son is being taken care of. I could let him say, I don't want him doing this, and be like, hey, your daddy don't want that.
I like your shoes.
Oh, thank you. My sister can say, like, my sister will be like, girl, you need to learn to shut up sometimes and just let him run it. But I was like, shit, I had a baby daddy by a fucking Haitian.
Where is MJ? The Haitians are not.
Yeah, MJ went in his, because he know what it looked like for his people. Because I ain't the only one that said that. Let me tell you something. Even one of my best friends, she's Nigerian. She said, I'm meeting with a cheater. I'm meeting with a cheater that's going to make sure I'm okay. And if I fuck around and get pregnant, he's going to make sure that baby's okay. Even if you say boy, but she was like, girl or boy, he going to make sure that baby don't look stupid because he don't want to be embarrassed by that stupid baby. Nigerians got a lot of pride. Y'all can call them scammers, y'all can call them whatever you want to call them, but they got a lot of fucking pride. They don't like to be embarrassed by their kids.
They got too much pride, though. Some of that pride, they need to let that pride go, cause.
Yeah, but they don't like their kids embarrassing them.
Oh, that's for sure. Oh, for sure, yes.
And I'm not talking about embarrassing them like having multiple women. I'm talking about embarrassing them when it comes to education, embarrassing them on their status, just embarrassing them like they want them to like be above and beyond. And they can be the shittiest daddy, but when it comes to the wife piece, but they're gonna be perfect when it comes to financial.
False alarm. Damn it. Man, Patty, your shit going downhill, girl. Church of Buttercup.
That don't raise alarms and don't make the headlines. So both things can be true at once.
But, yeah,
Guys,
but I don't like the idea that when someone wanna tell people not to say anything about it, but yet he does not understand what's special about the Holocaust.
Does he say not to say anything?
No, Buttercup, just a second, Buttercup.